Law Simplified with Justice is anchored by Justice Maduforo. Tice Madox Solicitors is results-oriented, but with a distinctive approach tailored to our clients' needs in our specialist fields: immigration law, criminal law, employment law, commercial law, family law, and contracts law. We are well equipped in our litigation and advocacy for the benefit of our clients, corporates, and individuals. Why not visit us at 5 Oakfield House, Oakfield Road, Ilford, London, IG1 1EF. We are just 15 minutes from Liverpool Street Station. Tice Madox Solicitors. Try us. We are professional.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Law Simplified with Justice. I will remain your usual regular host, Justice Maduforo. Tice Madox Solicitors bring the very best in terms of representation. However, you are connecting us through this program, Law Simplified with Justice. This program is mapped out and engineered in such a way that you get real information, real-time information, so that when you come to Tice Madox Solicitors, your application, your appeal, your representation, advice, representation, and advocacy will go smoothly in your favor. Ladies and gentlemen, Law Simplified with Justice is the very best program you need. Therefore, get your friends around to watch this program and also to comment on how we are faring on this program. On that note, therefore, this program is not a legal advice. This program is merely an avenue to get you to Tice Madox Solicitors for you to obtain real-time, quality, and well-tailored and hassle-free advice and representation. Therefore, you must not act. You must not act one way or the other, or depend on whatever you hear me speak on this program, or indeed my discussant on this program. Ladies and gentlemen, moving away from there, I've brought you diverse topics ranging from immigration to criminal to contract law to family law to civil proceedings. I brought these topics to you on this program, or to enable you make a choice, to enable you to come to Tice Madox Solicitors so that you can have your representation, your advocacy, and that drafting done properly. You can have a best practice that will enable your case to succeed. That is why this program is all for you. I am a specialist in the fields I discuss on this program. As you know, I'm a solicitor of the Supreme Court of England and Wales, or the Senior Court of England and Wales. I am also a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Moving away from that as well, in addition to that, I am police station and duty solicitor accredited in England and Wales, which means that in areas of crime, you can expect to have better representation of someone who has been accredited and approved by the Ministry of Justice through the legal aid agency. Means your matters from the police station to magistrate court to the Crown Court to the Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court is well managed. Ladies and gentlemen, Tice Madox Solicitors is the very best firm offering these topics I mentioned to you. On this program today, I'm going to be discussing a very vital, a very important topic. And the topic today, which I'm going to be discussing, immigration today. The topic today is immigration home office decisions. Immigration home office decisions. This topic is anchored on the very many changes that has kicked in as far as and as long as immigration is concerned in the United Kingdom. As long as coming to the United Kingdom is concerned. As long as residing in the United Kingdom is concerned. As long as overstayers are concerned. As long as those who are illegal entrants are concerned. As long as those who are illegally residing in the United Kingdom are concerned. This changes again is another sweeping changes that have come into the immigration rules, into the immigration practice, of which most practitioners are finding it difficult to cope. But guess what? I don't find it difficult to cope. Tice Madox Solicitors do not find it difficult to cope because we are tracking these changes. We are consistently on the watch. We are following the proposals, we are following the manifestos of the majority conservative governments in place. We are watching their programs. We are watching their decisions. Obviously, you know now there's no more coalition government. We have now majority of conservative in the House. leading us, which means the programs and whatever plan they put up there is entirely their program in line and in tandem with their policy and principle as conservatives, which means that some of them or some of these programs are anti-immigration. Anti-immigration, especially not just the EEA nationals, but more especially non-EEA nationals, of which if you fall into the category, this is where it bites you most. Some of you will feel that I have leave to remain, therefore I have got no problem. As long as and as far as you have limited leave to remain in this country, this topic affects you. This topic affects you. As long as your appeal is proceeding, this topic affects you. As far as you have the judicial review ongoing, this topic affects you. As long as you have a pre-action protocol or letter before action before the Home Office, this topic affects you. As far as you are a student whose leave about to expire, this topic affects you. As far as you, whatever category of limited leave you have, and especially those of you that are already making an application and have lodged an application or about to go into an appeal, or you have no right of appeal, but especially this topic affects you. Topic today, immigration Home Office decisions. Now, let's start. What are the decisions? The Immigration Act of 2014 brought a whole lot of changes. The whole lot of changes introduced, giving the Home Office certain amount of power, removing certain amount of them, replacing it with workable directions, replacing it with workable proposals and rules. These workable rules are in the favor of the Home Office. They may not be in your favor, but guess what? No law put out there, no matter how finely defined and well thoroughly researched, no law is on its own a finality. As you prepare and release the law, as you make this law, as you put out this law, you also open avenue not only to challenge the law, to also open another avenue of which the vacuum created with ambiguities, whether the drafters of the law like it or not, the ambiguities will always be left as these laws are reeled at. Whether it is being done properly, whether it's being properly researched, whether the whole issues that have been taken into account, there are certain areas of which the lacunas are left, vacuums created, vagueness coming. Now that is why you need a fine lawyer like me, a fine solicitor like me, a fine firm like Tice Madox Solicitors. We understand how to trace these vacuum. We understand how to trace these lacunas. We understand how to apply technicalities to destroy and to overcome the most stringent laws out there. The Immigration Act of 2014, which was kicked in May 2014, is no exception, which has commenced earnestly from 6th of April 2015. What that means is that these changes have affected the way your application proceeds. What do I mean by that? You may ask me this question. Now, previously, under Section 10 of the Immigration Rules, or the Section 10 of the Immigration Act 1971, what happened is that when your application is refused, when you lodge application to the Home Office, that application is refused. And when you lodge this application, you do not have right of appeal. When you lodge the application, either because based on human rights grounds, whether Article 2, Article 3, Article 8, whatever article on the human rights grounds you relay your application on, even it's partly on human rights and partly on other. Some of you lodge application on point-based system, but is flavored with human rights grant on it. In prior to this Immigration Act 2014, or prior to 6th of April 2015, this program, by the way, is recorded in May 2015. So for you to know the extent of these changes, from that onwards, before 6th of April 2015, under the old rules on Section 10, once your application is refused, the Home Office will certify, in some certain circumstances, will certify your application. What that means is that you certify application and approve for removal, which means that you will be given now a right of appeal under Section 10 because your application has been refused and you'll be given right of appeal. And in certain circumstances, they don't always issue right of appeal, which means that the decision to remove you. Now, once that administrative decision has been made to remove you, you're given the right to appeal it. That is after you've made the first application, second application, for instance, and then probably applications to the third one or second one, and then the Home Office will decide to invoke Section 10 of the Immigration Act 1971 and then decide to remove you from the United Kingdom by making decision to remove you. That decision will not kickstart right of appeal. Now, in the second circumstance, when this doesn't come in, which means that you have to keep making application before that decision comes. Now, in certain circumstances, application is made for first time refused, no right of appeal, because when you made the application, you have no right of appeal. You have no leave to remain, as a matter of fact. So you will not automatically be given right of appeal. So in that circumstance, you have no right of appeal. You're only left with one arm, which is judicial review, to review the Wainsbury-ness of that decision by the Home Office. Now, in that circumstance, the Home Office have come to realize that judicial reviews are taking long, a lengthy process, so they have continued to review their laws, review the immigration laws and the laws that actually guide the immigration rules to see whether or not there are changes. That is where Immigration Act 2014 was created. What that law did is that it created an extent whereby from 6th of April, Home Office implementing that rule or that law of Immigration Act 2014, which means that once you make an application and your application is based on human rights and that you will be refused, assuming they refuse that application, the next step will be, having refused that application, what next? Now this is the changes from the decisions of the Home Office. Once they have refused that decision, they refuse your application, in their written decision, then you will be invited to apply for reconsideration. Reconsideration will not take your case further in the sense that having refused your application, you'll be invited to apply for reconsideration. That reconsideration will kickstart them to consider again whether or not they should review themselves and grant or uphold their previous decision or quash their previous decision, replace it with favorable decision, assuming the decision against your application was not favorable. Now, once that reconsideration, you are requested to make that reconsideration application, which means that they will not consider whether or not they should be able to review the decision and agree with you or disagree with you. Now, if they disagree with you in that circumstance, then you will be given right of appeal. The right of appeal will flow straight on as a result of that reconsideration request. Now, that does not come in because you have just made an application. It is subject to application you made under the human right or under the protected criteria. Then you will be given right of appeal. Now, why am I excited about right of appeal? Listen, the Home Office do not want to give you any leave to remain here. Just take that. When you make an application, even when you think you meet the rules, the Home Office, through caseworkers, they do not want to give you that application or grant you that application. There are some obvious reasons they refuse. Now, when that occurs, what happens to you? Now, that could be on the basis that they were unreasonable for refusing based on that little excuse or reason. That reason to them might fulfill that requirement. But it does not fulfill the requirement when it passes through the judicial process. The judicial process through the immigration tribunal, sitting before an impartial judge who is, whether he's paid by the government or not, but it's clearly an impartial judge. And in that circumstance, they will decide whether the decision made by the Home Office can withstand the test, the judicial test, or just test under the natural justice, equity, and good conscience. Whether it will stand the test of justice and fairness. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why I'm excited about a right of appeal. Appeal is very essential because you're no longer talking to one party. You're talking to the next party who is an impartial judge. That is why at Tice Madox Solicitors, I do not take appeals lightly. You can see and speak to those who are represented in appeals. We win our appeals. Why? Because it presents to us a perfect opportunity to completely fortify your case. That's why right of appeal is essential. So another arm, the Home Office felt that the new changes will shorten forth decisions, but at the same time, it opens forth a better opportunity for you, which is why you do not want to mess about with that opportunity given to you in terms of right of appeal. You come to Tice Madox Solicitors, where I will prepare that appeal, prepare the bundle, prepare the witness statement, prepare solidified skeleton argument, and guess what? I thank court to finally seal the victory. Ladies and gentlemen, these changes of coming 6th of April 2015 is another change. Another change that we're witnessing, which completely changing the course of how applications are done. And that is why you could no longer do DIY application. Do not go and apply for yourself or by yourself. Or you seek information from someone who thinks has done it before, and they're telling you now, no, whoever has done it before has done it before. Times have changed. Changes have applied. Ladies and gentlemen, talking about that change. That is a change. It comes to 6th of April 2015. Now, what is the benefit of that change? More to you. I will take a quick short break, I return, and I will explain to you why that change is good for you. Ladies and gentlemen, don't change the dial. I remain Justice Maduforo.
Tice Madox Solicitors is results-oriented, but with a distinctive approach tailored to our clients' needs in our specialist fields: immigration law, criminal law, employment law, commercial law, family law, and contracts law. Tice Madox Solicitors. Try us. We are professional.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Law Simplified with Justice. Now, from what I discussed with you earlier on, I did explain to you the changes could benefit you. Now, what that change comes in, the more essential reason and the more beneficial factor of that change from 6th of April 2015, which means that if you made an application before 6th of April 2015, are you understanding me now? Please, if you're understanding me, you're going to watch this program on YouTube and understand what I mean, and then call us on the telephone on the screen and come book an appointment to see me for me to discuss and reopen your case. What that change means is that it's invariably reopened cases that were dealt with before 6th of April 2015, which means that if you made a human rights application in the past and you were not given right of appeal, you were not entitled to right of appeal, and you did not leave the United Kingdom, and you haven't made any other application since then, even if you made an application since then, and the application has not yet been decided on, ladies and gentlemen, before 6th of April 2015, that application, you can come back to me. Come to Tice Madox Solicitors. What will happen that we will resurrect that case, because that rule, the changes now enables us to now apply for reconsideration for that matter, so that we start a right of appeal once more. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you this, that irrespective of the changes, irrespective of the bottlenecks presented by the government, presented by the Home Office, to scuttle your rights to live here, to regularize your stay, it at the same time opens the base of the bottle. You know the bottle is in the pyramid shape, which means that the more they squeeze you up here, remember the base of the bottle is open. That is where we can now operate from. The more they squeeze the immigration rules into a bottleneck, the more we still have chances. That's why the law is beautiful. That's why those who understand the technicalities of the law will use it for the interest of their client, especially walking through legitimately within the provided arms and rules and provision of the law to kickstart your case once more and give you that reason to remain in this country. Now, what am I saying? In clear, simple cut, if your application has been refused, you made application before this April 2015, and your application you made is a result of your child, your husband, your wife, your brothers, your sisters, whatever it is, your cousins, your nephews, whatever it is that are citizens here, and you're part of the family members, whatever I thought you've done based on human rights in sector, whether you understand what you did or not, whether somebody did it for you or not. Now, what that means, and the application has been refused, and you no right of appeal given to you, even if no right of appeal, and you are currently in judicial review, or you have just sent a letter before action, which is preemption protocol, to the Home Office, stop there, pick the phone, come to me, come seek legal advice. We can generate your case, get a right of appeal, move you away from judicial review, move you away from preemption protocol, move you away from a fresh application, and resurrect your case anew before an impartial judge, before the first judge tribunal, and secure your victory in appeal. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful that even when the law seems to be against you, but it works in your favor? Isn't it wonderful? Because you know you come to the firm, you come to the right people that understand the changes. So what do I mean by that? Run to Tice Madox Solicitors. Pass this number to whoever that received a decision from the Home Office. Either they refuse this person application in the past, and that application is nowhere anymore. They have not lodged any more applications since then. So go back and look into your application. See what the application is flavored with right of appeal, with human right. Even if your application is a point-based system application, even if it's a point-based system application which is completely out of the game, please speak to us, and we'll be able to see whether the human right flavor comes in from there. Because sometimes you make an application on point-based system and flavor to human right as well. So we'll be able to resurrect that case and generate right of appeal for you, ladies and gentlemen. That is very important. I got no time to discuss this. No time. And suddenly the time is up. But yes, it will be up because it's meant for you to kickstart your consciousness so that you can take that quick step. Come to Tice Madox Solicitors. I will discuss your case further and reopen it. Immigration law is dynamic, it's flexible at the same time, it's rigid at the same time, but with the right people that understand how to rectify your case, you will succeed in your application. You will succeed in that representation. You will succeed in that appeal. You will succeed, ladies and gentlemen, if you come to Tice Madox Solicitors. Ladies and gentlemen, this whole time can permit me to carry on in this topic today because it's essential. I run through this with you. It's essential. It's very crucial. Now, what that means is that if your application, for instance, were made under the human right in the past, whether you understood what you applied or not, or whether your former representative did or not, come to Tice Madox Solicitors, we unravel that for you. So we can kickstart and generate right of appeal for you. So even if you are at judicial review stage now, even if you are applying for operational protocol, even if you're a lawyer listening now, hearing my voice, you don't understand this, send your clients to Tice Madox Solicitors so you can help them. That's the best you can do to your client, ladies and gentlemen. And don't pretend you know it when you don't know it. You send them to people that will be able to give them better representation. And I know you know what I'm talking about. And therefore, they can have this happiness. They'll be proud of you because you send them to the right place. The right place that can assist them and get their papers sorted. Rather than them remaining at the same place going round and round the circles. No, Tice Madox Solicitors do not want you to go around the circles. We want you to get it, clinch it first. And then your life will not remain the same. You will have an expanded life and put joy and smile on your face. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I stand for. That is what I stand for at Tice Madox Solicitors. Changes from 6th of April are enormous. Changes are enormous. When you listen to this program, tune in next other time of this program or YouTube, you will see that I'll be discussing the new changes that are coming in. Part of the changes is what I just discussed with you today. Home Office decisions as to how it affects you to get right of appeal. As affect you to kickstart all over again. There are changes that apply, of which that there are also immigration, healthcare surcharge, which you have to pay in the immigration you're making from 6th of April 2015. These changes are coming there. These changes are expensive, but you have to pay them. In addition to your Home Office fee, you have to pay immigration healthcare surcharge fee. What exactly is immigration healthcare surcharge fee? When you come to Tice Madox Solicitors, we'll unbundle that for you. You will understand all this, and you will understand, you'll be glad you take the decision. Changes in the forms are abound. Those of you applying through the EU European citizen family members, you will see the changes also are enormous. In that sector, the changes are catastrophically enormous, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have to quantify the changes there, but we understand how to deal with it and simplify those big, gigantic forms they have included there. We know how to argue these matters for you in that respect. The price, the fees have also changed in these applications. We will know how to do it once for you, so you don't do it again. Because you don't want to spend this much money making the application and then it is not successful. At Tice Madox Solicitors, your application must succeed. Our rate of success, oh my God, they are more than 100%, if I may say that to you, because we are thorough. We are completely thorough. We are meticulous. We are proactive. We are robust when we do this for you. Take opportunity, take a chance, take privilege. Take the privilege of this telecast, take the number, and contact us on the telephone on your screen. Come to the office, and we put a smile on your face. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, I could not continue further because time is up for me. But check us out on YouTube. Tap in Tice Madox Solicitors, tap in Justice Maduforo, tap in Law Simplified TV, subscribe to us on YouTube as well. Go to our Facebook, like us on Facebook, Tice Madox Solicitors on Facebook as well. Go also take us on Law Simplified with Justice on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Tice_Madox. And then you follow us as well, ladies and gentlemen. Check our website, ticemadox.com. Go to our website, ticemadox.com, and take advantage of what we do and give us a call. The directions how to get to us is clear, easy to get to us. Hassle-free representation in a cozy, conducive environment. You will receive the best legal advice, representation, and advocacy. That's all I can take today, ladies and gentlemen. I remain your usual host, Justice Maduforo. I am a solicitor of the Senior Court of England and Wales, Barrister Solicitor Speaker of Nigeria, and ladies and gentlemen, highly experienced in my advocacy skills, of which you can count on Tice Madox Solicitors to deliver, and we will deliver. Till next time I come again, I say your time has come.
Tice Madox Solicitors is results-oriented, but with a distinctive approach tailored to our clients' needs in our specialist fields: immigration law, criminal law, employment law, commercial law, family law, and contracts law. Tice Madox Solicitors. Try us. We are professional.